Yeah, hi guys, it's Jimmy. I'm back with the P01. We'll go through it a little bit more closely and more in detail. Got it next to the Pelagos here, just to compare size. I'll just look at this up closely first, give you a close up. So you can see the whole thing is in a satin finish, so you don't get a lot of reflection, including the actual bezel is all satin finished. And as I was saying in the earlier video, it does have that very handmade look to it. It really does look like a prototype, like a one-off. Apparently they took a little while to get out to the public because they're having some issues with this hooded system. I think it was popping open on its own. That's what I've heard. I'm not sure, because when you go to set the bezel on this, you have to press down here. See, it pops up. Grab the bezel. It's bi-directional. Very hard to grip. As much as there is the way it's machined looks grippy, but it's very flat and very hard to grab with your fingers. Maybe it'll get easier as you get used to the watch, I don't know. But then yeah, just position where you need. So in here it's not very smooth. You push that back down. Sometimes when you put it in a certain position, you'll have to wiggle it a little bit when you lock it, because it'll sit up in between the grooves. But and you can do this while it's on the wrist. It's quite easy to operate while it's on the wrist, to press down and open it. But, yeah, you can hear it's not all that precise. There we go. This one's fixed. You can see the case through holes, quite high, very high, close to the top of the lugs. And you can see how it's linked together. So you've sort of got dual spring bars or something. A main one in the lugs and then a secondary one on these links here, and obviously a third one too through the bracelet. It wears nicely on a larger wrist, because the way this is, we got these hoods here plus the extra link, it does look quite large. It stretches the case out quite a lot, and as you can see, the actual lugs are very long too. So it does wear large, and funnily enough, they've still got that small clasp on here that has a lot of angle to it. So when you've got it on, just put it in here. It has the same problem as the Black Bay 58 on a larger wrist. So it's hard to get shape out of this. You see, yeah, it'll pull in and dig into your wrist. So on such a big bulky watch, I think they should have made another different type of clasp, but that's just a minor thing. Yeah, I'll put it on the wrist. I've been wearing it sort of half the day today, wearing it a few hours, and thought it was quite comfortable. You can see it's quite large, not super thick. It's not too bad for the thickness. I mean, this might be of similar thickness anyway. It's hard to sort of judge like this, but granted, this is like I think it's a 200-meter watch. Yes, and I mean the Pelagos is a 500, so. And they are priced very similar, which is funny. You got a titanium Pelagos, 500-meter water resistance, compared to this here, the P01, which is only 200 meters. But it is interesting if you're into that quirky different thing. You know, It is based off a prototype, and it's just sort of odd with the strap the way it is. It is odd. I think it's more of a gimmick thing. This one belongs to my brother. I think even himself, I don't know if he's going to keep it, or I don't know what he's going to do with it. But I do know one thing, that it's not really practical with this kind of hooded lug system and the set. And the problem of, I don't know why they haven't put the why they haven't done a bezel like a dive bezel, so you can count down time. So say you set it there, you want to count down. So you want to count down 20 minutes. Well, it's not all that simple. You've got to remember which bit is 20 minutes. Because it's just got the 12-hour bezel. So, but it's interesting. If I did get one myself, I imagine I'd keep it for a little while. I'd probably get, not to say I'd get bored with it, but maybe just get a bit old too quickly, and I think I'd end up moving it on. So I don't think I will bother getting one of it. You can see they just sat on top of the ridges. So you've got to move this a little bit, and then it falls in. But yeah, I think I would move it. I would eventually move it on, because I wouldn't use it as an everydayer with this kind of bracelet. I mean, it's more of a rubber bracelet than leather. It's got like a leather inlay inside. If I show you the inside, it is actually rubber. You just get it off. Yeah, see, it's all rubber. So it's a bit of an oddball. Good to see them do something different. Why not? Give it a go. I think it will be popular at the start. Just gotta wait for a few to get out there. Doesn't seem to be any out there yet. I do like the brushing. I think I love it. It's brushed on all surfaces. I'm guessing that's sort of, it was meant to be a military piece, the original one, so you wouldn't have any shiny surfaces. You'd want them to be all brushed so they don't reflect. And yeah, if we put up the Pelagos next to it, sorry guys, I keep hitting the camera. Similar size, but you can see just how long the lugs are. Then plus you've got that next metal link, and then the rubber, and then the leather and rubber strap. That's just why it wears so large. Thickness, they're comparable. I think that's, you can see why, looking at them like this, why the bezel action is kind of difficult on the P01. It is very flat in comparison, whereas on the Pelagos, yeah, the coined edge is a lot thicker, a lot easier to grab. So I guess it's just something you'd have to get used to. Anyway guys, I'd be interested in knowing what you guys think of it, and if you could see yourself wearing one. Alright, till next time, have a great day. Bye bye.